and Sikh this week in San Francisco, and every step of the way, the world's media attention has been focused on the Olympic torch. Today, the torch was in Argentina, and so was plenty of security. A few water balloons came close to the torch, but police and volunteers kept most demonstrators well away. For the most part, people were cheering as the flame was run and rode through Buenos Aires. Of course, the protests are aimed at changing the way China treats Tibet. Today, Tibet's spiritual leader was in the United States, trying to change the way people there treat each other and drawing a huge crowd. The CBC's Chris Brown is in Seattle tonight.
The man the Chinese government has called a wolf in monk's robes was welcomed as a hero today in Seattle.
The world knows the truth.
This was intended to be a non-political visit with the theme of nurturing children. But as the man at the epicenter of the Free Tibet movement, the Dalai Lama's every utterance has taken on an added significance.
And even warfare, out of compassion, destruction, much less.
Tibet was not raised in any of the public discussions. Instead, the Dalai Lama stuck to the theme of compassion. Seattle has always been perceived as a city sympathetic to the Dalai Lama, but since the violence in Tibet and the problems with the Olympic torch run and the Chinese government blaming it all squarely on him, his popularity has soared. His 5 days of speaking engagements are expected to draw some 150,000 people and legions of new followers.
Yeah, look at this. He's a rock star.
It means a whole lot just to see him because it's interesting in a way, and it's also going to be something I can learn from this guy. And maybe I might get a spiritual connection. Who knows?
One of the things that the Dalai Lama does so well is reminds people that the highest human values like kindness and compassion don't belong to any one religion.
Even as the Dalai Lama spoke, however, the Chinese government's public relations offensive continued. Today it released this video from March, reportedly showing scenes of destruction in China's Gansu province. Buddhist monks taking on riot police. People unhappy with China's treatment of Tibet are demanding the Olympic torch run through Tibet be cancelled. Today they were told firmly that will not happen.
We have agreed to a route for the torch that goes through Tibet, and this is a position that the International Olympic Committee has confirmed yesterday.
The Dalai Lama is expected to address the troubled torch relay and the Beijing Olympics at some point over the weekend. But on this day, no politics, just reverential crowds wanting to be near a man whose vision inspires. Chris Brown, CBC News, Seattle.
A lot of this controversy has forced many high-performance athletes in this country to make some different kinds of Olympic preparations, answering some difficult questions about whether they should be protesting too. Carolyn Dunn has that part of the story tonight.
This is for an Olympic medal, Blythe.
As a bronze medal winning diver, Blythe Hartley spends a lot of time meeting with and inspiring kids.
Have big dreams and never let go of those dreams, because
now, like other Olympians, Hartley's road to her third games in Beijing is paved with political turmoil.
Obviously, there's everything that we're seeing is pretty disappointing, but we're going to remain focused on our sport and the competition at the Olympic Games.
Still, Olympic officials say it is a distraction. And scenes like this, where protests against China's human rights record have turned ugly, have raised the ire of the always outspoken Dick Pound.
For them to turn violent and start attacking, you know, the universal symbol of peace, which is the flame, and then the runners carrying the torch, very bad judgment. And I think they did their cause more harm than good.
Victory! The International Olympic Committee says if athletes are thinking of protesting at the Games, they should think again. Olympic rules ban athletes from taking a political stand at Olympic venues or events.
The moral dilemma, you solve it before you get on the plane. If it's so tough for you that you can't bear not to say anything, stay home.
Canada's chef de mission, gold medal diver Sylvie Bernier says while she defends the protesters' right to free speech, the Games should be about sport, not politics.
We believe that the resolution is a much more higher level than the athletes. United Nations, human rights organizations, and so. But the dialogue is there.
Still, Olympic officials can issue all the orders they want. If an athlete wants to turn an Olympic moment in the spotlight into a protest, there's little anyone can do about it. Carolyn Dunn, CBC News, Calgary.
An update tonight to a story